Okay, this is real live blooper. But I will say this again. So, welcome everyone to Real Talk, Real Solutions. Thank you for joining us today. I have my special guest, which has been on the channel before, and it is Miss Cathy. We are going to be diving in to some current topics, starting with the Olympics, as well as just we have someone that is presumptuously the Democrat nominee, and just we're just going to talk about a few things. And please, if you want to join us, I want to say this, just in the comment section, just if you want to come on, I will bring you on and you can join us in this lively discussion that we're going to have. So, with further delay, no further delay, sorry, gonna bring on Miss Cathy.
Hey, hey
Hey,
there.
how are you?
I'm good. I'm
I know,
good.
good. I know we had a little bit of just going live. I'm like, can you give me 30 minutes? Can you give me an hour? And when I saw your last message when you said, can we do 6:30? I'm still cooking. I was like, yes, yes.
Yeah, I got to cook for the family because they don't cook.
Absolutely, absolutely. I am so glad to have you back again. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Well, thank
Um,
you for having me. I'm excited.
I am too. I am too. And I want to say, yay, we have Shireen, the moderator, holding it down. Thank you so much, sis, for being here. She said I was falling asleep. You're because I know a lot of people's times. I mean, it's just what time is it there where you're at, Kathy?
It
7?
is 7 o'clock.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's not. Is it
Well,
9? It's
it's
really
10 o'clock on. It's 10 o'clock on the East Coast.
and it's 10 o'clock on the East Coast. Oh my goodness. So definitely I want to say this. I feel like um we might be doing a part two, Kathy.
Okay.
Seriously. Just yeah. Yeah. So, but I want to say thank you, Shireen, at the heart of the conversation. Thank you, Keith, for being here. Outboard Dad, yay! So, let me see. What did Shireen say? Yep, I'm super tired. Okay, I'm gonna put what you said. Yep, I'm super tired, but
But
I'm
she's
awake
awake
now.
now.
That's keeping it real, sis. Yay. Thank you. And I totally understand your time is much different. So, um, if you're not able to stay, as we totally get it. So, okay. So, Kathy,
Wow. A
woo,
lot's
I
happened since we last were on together.
yes, yes. I'm sorry. I'm looking. Outdoor Dad said it's past his bedtime. Oh my goodness.
He's on the East Coast too.
He's on the East Coast too. Yes, he is. Yes. But a lot has happened. Yes. Yes. So let's get into this. Let's talk about the Olympics. I did not know that the Olympics, the controversy about it. I didn't know it at first. Because I have been watching the Olympics, not all the ways real time. I have like recorded particular. I have recorded it, and then I look at a particular part. Like for me, I love gymnastics and track and field. So those have been the things that I have watched. But on social media, how I found out about the controversial thing, I saw this. It was two pictures, and one was showing the Last Supper, and then the other one and was showing something else. And so I remember when I looked and I was like, "What is this?" But like this picture, and then I looked and I'm like, "Are they mimicking the?" And so
Yeah.
I was like, "Are you serious? Like, did this really happen?" So, whew, what is your take, and how did you find out about it? Like,
Well, I found out about it, and how do I put this? We have chosen not to watch the Olympics only because they've allowed transgender men to be in women's sports.
mm. Even in
So
the Olympics? I'm sorry.
yes,
Okay,
yes,
even in the Olympics, I know there was controversy for other things, but they allowed this in the Olympics?
they did. And yesterday, um, a transgender man in women's boxing knocked out the Italian boxer. I mean, he hit her squarely in the face, and she went down hard.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. I'm serious.
So I can see this by looking at a record.
Yes. Yep. Yep. You can go on Instagram and
Instagram.
you can find it. And that's how I found out about the opening ceremonies of the Olympics and what they had done mocking the Last Supper. And it is it's horrible. And what they would never do that to the Buddhist religion. They would never do that to the Muslim religion. And then there's an outcry, that we Christians are too sensitive. But if you did that and mocked something of the Muslim religion of Islam, there would be a worldwide outrage.
That,
It
yeah.
so yeah, it grieved me. Um, it hurt me. But you know what happened the days after?
Mm,
So the day after the opening ceremonies of the Olympics, Paris went dark. They lost all power. And the only
I heard.
thing that was lit, and you can go see pictures of this, the only thing that was lit up was a church.
Really?
So if God wasn't sending a message to that, I don't know how he's going to send a message. And then the day after that, I believe, there were thousands of people worshiping God in the streets of Paris. I mean, there was a massive amount of people just all singing and praising God. It was beautiful.
Wow. Wow. I saw, and this was on once again Facebook, where I saw where it was the caption of Paris went dark. And did something else happen, like a lightning storm or something? Or did
I
I
didn't,
misread that? It was
I
just.
didn't hear about that.
You didn't hear about that? Okay.
No,
Okay. But I do remember hearing about the lights going out. And then I saw another, it was like a video. I didn't watch it yet, but where it was talking about where a lot of people in Paris, where they were worshiping and praising God. And I was like, oh, wow. And so, wow. Who is responsible for that? Like, who is behind that? Because it's so unfair that these athletes didn't have anything to do with this.
right.
And they've worked so hard. How every 4 years for this one time event and etc. And so, is any of this affecting the athletes, the boycott?
I haven't actually seen any of the Christian athletes boycott the Olympics. and which makes me wonder, why not? The
Mm.
Olympic Committee is the one that allowed this. And of course, they've taken down the video, they apologized, then the director who put that thing together, he says it had nothing to do against the Christian religion. Well, come on.
That's not true.
The way that table was set up, it was the Last Supper.
Yes.
And the halo on that person that was sitting in the middle,
Right.
that was a depiction of Jesus.
Right.
You know, you could see that right away. Um, it just, but the thing is, the other thing, Latanya, is this is happening, and you know, it happened with the Dodgers, and they had that day where the drag queens came in and as nuns.
Wow.
You know, there's a lot of other things that they've done on Pride Day. You know, the in June,
Right.
where they've had the parades. Well, they they did whatever they could, you know, to defame Jesus. I don't know if that's the right word, but you know, to mock Jesus
Right.
and mock Christianity. It happens a lot, and um, the thing is that we, the Christians, all of us who believe that Jesus is our Lord and Savior and He died for us,
Yes.
are allowing it to happen.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if you guys watched Flashpoint,
Yeah,
and been
Flash
part of the
is
Flashpoint Army.
no.
Uh,
How is that on? Is that a radio station or a
you
TV
can you can find them on Rumble,
Rumble? Okay.
or govictory.com /flashpoint. It is Christian political news.
Okay. Can you put that in the chat?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me. In fact, I'm gonna share this video that this is from Sunday night. Last Sunday night, they had a Flashpoint live in Fort Worth, Texas.
Okay.
And this is the whole video. But after you get through the praise and worship, um, if it'll let me,
There's a slight bit of an echo.
it said it's failing. It won't let me do it. Okay. So let me try this another way. Go victory.
Cathy, there's a. Can you hear an echo? Shireen said there's an echo coming on your end.
It may have been when I was typing. Do
Oh,
you hear
oh,
that?
okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it won't let me put a link in the chat.
It won't.
No.
Can't post comments to some destinations. I wonder. Hmm. Is that what you're using? It won't let you, because it lets you post, like if you post
I can
your,
post comments, but it won't let me post links.
it won't let you post links, but it'll let you put post.
Comments. Yeah,
Mhm.
so it's Flashpoint. Um, and it's go.victory.com. Nope, still wouldn't let me do it. No .coms. So it's Flashpoint. And you can find it on Rumble.
Okay.
Um, they air Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. You can't find them on, well, you can find clips on YouTube and you can find the Facebook groups, but Facebook has been shadow banning them lately, and YouTube will not let their lives stay. They take them down. Yeah.
Really?
So, but yeah, it's Christian political news. And then on at at Fort Worth, the Flashpoint Live, Pastor Hank Kuhneman, he said something. He said, Christians don't stand up because we're to be nice. And he said, there's nowhere in the Bible that says to be nice. Nice is in the fruit of the Spirit. Love and kindness are the fruit of the
Fruit
Spirit,
of the Spirit.
not being nice. And I think that's where we get to we don't stand up. The other thing is too is the pastors in the church don't teach boldness. We talked about this last time, and we're just they're just glossing over it. They're not even talking about it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You know, if it was any other religion, it would have been an outcry with
Oh
what
yeah,
happened and with a lot of things. But it's like with Christianity, it's like, oh, we can mock, we can walk all over, we can just do whatever. You know, that's something that I've noticed when it comes to a lot of, I mean, to be so bold, they would not have dared done that with any other religious groups.
no,
They wouldn't.
no, they wouldn't.
Yeah.
They wouldn't. And another thing he says, you remember when Obama lit the White House up in the rainbow colors, um, for gay marriage?
Yes.
He said he prayed and he asked God, he goes, are you troubled by this? And then he said, well, that's a stupid question. Of course he is. And he didn't answer him. He says, you're not asking the right question. And he says, well, how do we respond to that? And how do you deal with this? And God told him, he says, I look at the mercy seat and I look at my people. And he said, I promised this nation would be of God. He promised America that America would be God's nation. And the other thing he said was, and I wrote it down because it was really good. He says, these things are not about policy that grieves God, or that grieves God and offends God. And not if you worship God of the Bible. It's about what the individual worships and what they bring that grieves and offends God and ultimately quenches the work of heaven.
Mm,
I thought that was so powerful.
wow.
And it's so true. Is because even if Christians, we're not of this world, but we're in this world. But there's a lot of Christians, and I've been guilty of it too, that conform to the world.
Yeah.
And now that all this has happened, which we've allowed, we've allowed it. We don't fight back.
Don't fight back. Yeah.
And it comes to the point now where a lot of people are rising up and they've had enough.
Right.
Um, Brian Kelly of Florida Georgia Line, he went out on his own in 2020 and he wrote a song and it was released yesterday.
Oh,
And
okay.
it's making America. It's called "Make America Great Again," but in there it says, that we need to turn back to God in the Bible,
Yes. Yes.
and we Christians need to stand up and be stronger, and we need to be more vocal. We need to get involved, and this gets into the election part. What's going on in our elections. Um, on Flashpoint last night, There was a reporter interviewing people in Atlanta, Georgia, that the illegals, they're housing these illegals in this apartment building. And he went and knocked on doors and he asked them, he says, "Are you working? Are you a citizen? And are you registered to vote?" And 14% of that building said yes. And one lady said she's even voted. So, the 2020 election, there's a lot of us that say that the election was stolen, that it
Right.
was a fair election because there was a lot of ballot harvesting and um, what's his name? Desesh Souza, I think that's his name. He did a documentary on it, and he has proof of
Wow.
the ballot harvesting there. I don't know if you can find the movie anymore, but um, he did that, and that infuriated me.
Right.
So these 20 million people coming into the United States are not only getting housing, they're getting prepaid debit cards, they're getting medical
Pre-
medical health care, all because they're trying to register for them to vote. And I was talking to a friend of mine earlier, and she says it isn't that they're going to actually go vote; they just want their profile,
wow.
and they'll go vote for them.
Wow. This is I know what was it? It was oh gosh, I can't even think of the lady's name. And she was talking about what you were talking about, how it's really bad what they're doing at the border. It's really bad what they are doing. It's just um it's just criminal what they're doing.
It is.
It is no way around it. It's criminal.
Yeah.
And but I really think before I do that, who is Hank Coonan?
Hank Kuhneman, he's a pastor of a church in Nebraska,
Oh, okay.
and he gets words from God, prophet. Um, and the way I look at all that is, you take it and you either believe or not, or investigate it, or whatever. But some of the things that he says, I believe, are powerful.
Hmm.
Um, so, like what he said about what grieves God, that gave me chills.
Right.
Shireen says he's a false prophet.
Okay. I don't know who he is.
Yeah.
So okay, I thought he was a political figure.
No, he's a pastor. He's a pastor of a big church.
Is he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Um, so what was I saying? Oh, um, getting to the border. When they closed down, Texas closed their border. They blocked it from people getting in. So now they're getting in through Arizona, but a lot of the wall was built through Arizona. So they're coming in through California. I'm 80 miles from the border.
So help educate me about this border. So there, okay. So because we know America is surrounded by water, so I'm so help me to understand, like, the border. So Mexico obviously is not a part of the US. So but yet it's connected
Right.
to
It's just, think of it. as the states, you cross the line and you're in another state.
Right.
Well,
So,
you cross the line and you're either in the United States or Mexico or Canada.
right.
So Canada's to the north, and it's land that butts up and you get against each other.
But it
But
does kind of,
but there's boundaries, um,
yeah.
and the same thing with Mexico. Um, Parts of Mexico um, are separated by the Rio Grande River, but then there's parts that are not. It's just land against land, so country
Oh,
against country, and
oh, yeah.
we've had people coming across our border forever illegally, and I'm fine with you coming into our country, but do it legally, do it properly. And these
Right.
people, I mean, on the mainstream media, you're not going to see it, but there are lines of people coming over. Today on Newsmax, and I watched a little bit of it with my husband. One of the anchors, she was interviewing JD Vance at the border. And at the time that they were interviewing, there's helicopters flying over because there were a caravan of people 2 miles away going to be coming over the border where they're at. Well, there isn't any checkpoint station for them to come through. They're just crossing over because there's no fence.
Because there's no fence. So it's just open land.
It's
Just
just right. And that was one of the things that Trump was doing, was building the wall, because these people come over, they put taxes our services, our hospitals, our doctors, um, our economy. It takes away jobs from American citizens.
right.
So if you want to come legally. Don't come illegally. And there's a border station. So I'm I'm in Menifee, and the city south to me, in between me and San Diego, is Murrieta. There's a border station there,
Okay.
and they process the ones that they catch. They count. They bust them up there. They process them, and if they don't, bust them somewhere else. Because California is a sanctuary state.
It's a sanctuary state. Mm.
So we even had 2 busloads of um, illegals dropped off, what was it, 3 or 4 months ago, right next to us at Canyon Lake. And it's a tiny little town. And it's like, why are you dropping them off there? There's nothing there for them.
Yeah.
So where are they supposed to go?
So when the illegal people, the legals, when they come over, I mean, what? So right now, currently, if they come over, they're like basically saying, "Here's money. You can stay. You can not anything."
And they give you a court date to show up, to plead your case to become an American citizen or get a visa to stay in the United States.
Just that easy.
Yeah. And
And
that's,
and then there are other countries where people go through the process and they send them through the ringer. But then yet, wow.
and then, you come over here through the United States, which is against our laws. You're a criminal. You break the law. Are you not a criminal?
Right.
Okay. Kamala Harris says they're not criminals. Illegals are not criminals. They have not committed any crime. And I'm like, you are a prosecutor. You are
Ex-
the Attorney General of California.
exact.
You're one reason why California is a dumping ground. But but she says that.
Wow. Well, because she's trying to get elected.
She said that when she was running for president against Biden in 2020. She didn't just say that now. She said it 4 years ago.
Oh, wow. S- Wow. So, what is this name that they call her border czar? Am I saying it correctly, or how they saying that?
She's a border czar. So
What is that?
when
What do they
when
mean?
they got elected, when Biden and Kamala got elected, um, Biden put her in charge of the border and called her the border czar. The AP News called her put out an article that she's the border czar. Well, now that she's running for president again,
Right.
they're saying that she was never called that and it's an insult.
But she was.
She was in charge of the border, and she did an interview with Lou Holtz, um, and he asked her, "Are you ever going to go to the border?" And she says, "Well, I've never been to Europe, but I know it's there." Your
What?
job is to go to the border. Your job is to stop these people from coming over.
Ex-
She went to the border once and didn't even go to the bad part of the border.
wow. Wow. Sounds more like border bizarre. I like.
Border bizarre, yes.
Oh, I have to put that up there. Sounds more like border bizarre. Yes.
So, and that's the thing is that whole thing and what happened, with Biden stepping down and now she's, the nominee for the Democratic Party, and she does actually have enough delicate votes that she will be the nominee. So she's going up against Trump. Um,
Mm,
that was wrong. Not that I'm for Biden. No, I don't think he should be president. I don't think he should be president now because
right.
he is not fit to be president.
Right.
So, what they did is they went. They say Trump is going to ruin democracy. They just did. Everybody, the 14 million people that voted for Biden in the primary,
Right.
their vote doesn't matter now.
Exactly.
They don't get to choose their president. So, where's the democracy in that?
Where's the democracy? Yeah. So what do they? So they think. I mean, even with how am I trying to put this? They're not even being discreet about it. Like they're going to have this convention next month, I believe,
On the
and it's
19th.
like what?
It's in
So
2 weeks.
it's in 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm. It's on the
Wow,
19th.
the night. Okay, and so I'm just like, what about all the other, voters who, you know, who, what about their vote?
It doesn't count.
It doesn't.
And, if I was a Democrat and if I was a true blue Democrat, I'd be outraged right
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
Everything that they said Trump was going to do, they did.
yeah.
They just totally did. And, you know, before, they couldn't give a definition of a woman. If they were asked what's the definition of a woman, and they wouldn't say.
They wouldn't.
They wouldn't say what, male, female, birthing people, whatever you want to call them, but they wouldn't say what a definition of a woman is. Well, now that she's running, she's a woman and she's a black woman.
I was going to touch on that. So we know how Trump went to the black National Black Journalist something,
Hmm.
and I didn't watch it because I was like, this is just probably going to be cringe whatnot. So I was like, no. But I did just how people made videos of snippets of it. But the highlight was, it's almost like it was like a clickbait for him. Remember when they asked him however, I don't know what he said completely, but he was like, I didn't know she was black. Like, they were making a big deal about that. And I was like, no, because if people go back and all they have to do is look at past videos of what she was saying and whatnot, that her father is from Jamaican and that her mother is Indian.
Hmm.
So but now all of a sudden she's black. She's the
Right.
first black, I mean, and but
Well,
that's just, yeah.
Biden chose her to be VP because she was a black woman. He
Well,
said, he
isn't that
said,
the DEI
yeah,
or what they were saying? Which I've got to learn these different
the
political.
DEI, yeah,
Yes, and that's
diversity,
what is
equity, and inclusion is what
diversity. Okay,
equity and inclusion. So basically, um, Biden said he was going, his VP would be a black woman. So he chose Kamala because she was black. She didn't even get in the primary, she didn't even get 1% of the vote.
oh my gosh.
Nobody wanted her for president.
Even the party, now I'm going off what I see on the internet, that a lot of them don't really want. And 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 also even people who are like maybe would identify themselves with Democrat, they're not wanting to vote for her.
They don't like her. They don't like her. And then it goes back to, well, they don't get a choice. So they're going to try and win by cheating again.
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah.
And I know I'm going to get a bunch of hate mail
Oh no,
for
no,
saying
no, no hate.
I'm
But
a conspiracy theorist. No,
but
I'm
no,
not.
this is, I mean, wow.
You know, and,
Wow.
it just it makes me sick. And it comes down to this. Um, Christians don't get involved in politics because it's a dirty business. And it became a dirty business because Christians didn't get involved in politics.
Yeah.
When they say that the Constitution says separation of church and state. It doesn't say that. That was something that was done in the 40s, I think.
Okay.
Around World War II became the separation of church and state, and it wasn't for the church not to get involved in politics. It was for the government not to get involved in church.
Not to get involved in church. Mm.
That's what that was meant for. But it got all twisted.
Wow.
So now the churches, all they say, don't get involved in government. Well, um, I pulled up some scriptures. So Proverbs 11:14 for
Proverbs 7:14. Okay.
11:14 for lack of guidance a nation falls, but victory is won through many advisors.
Wow.
God's wisdom. Here's another one. When the righteous thrive, the people rejoice. When the wicked rule, the people groan.
Mm.
Who's ruling now?
Yeah.
Here's another one. Choose some wise. This is that was Proverbs 29:2. This one is,
Proverbs 29:2. Okay.
and
What?
then Deuteronomy 1:13. Choose some wise, understanding, and respected men from each of your tribes, and I will set them over you.
Mm,
And then here's another good one. Exodus 18:21.
Exodus 18. Okay.
But select capable men from all the people, men who fear God, trustworthy men who hate dishonest gain,
Okay.
and appoint them as officials over thousands, hundreds, fifties, and tens.
Mm,
And then
wow.
Psalm 33:12, which is on a lot of my shirts, is blessed is the nation whose God is Lord, the people he chose for his inheritance.
Ooh, and that's Psalms 31:12.
33:12.
Oh, 33:12. Okay. Psalms 33:12. Wow. There's still hope. There is still hope.
Oh, sure.
And but I want to go back to about Trump. So they asked him that question, and one of the things about Trump is that he'll ask and say the hard things that other people are thinking, but they're too scared to say anything. And I know that's one of the reasons why they don't really like him. And then he's a businessman. He's not, a politician, a career politician,
Right.
like a lot of them. Um, but when I saw that, and I was like, what they were trying to, do by um asking him that question, I was like, that's a very valid question. Now all of a sudden, you're expressing I'm black when more of the ethnicity would be of maybe Asian or your um Indian mom
And yeah,
or Jamaican. Yeah.
and that was the other thing too with her. She was part of the reparations movement here in California. She thinks that um, we should all pay reparations for the slave owners, to the slaves. And but if you go back, her great great grandfather was a slave owner.
Her
He
great.
grandfather in Jamaica was a slave owner. He owned hundreds of slaves.
Wow.
So the hypocrisy in that alone.
Yeah.
And for me, it's like, why should I pay reparations? My family didn't own slaves.
Right.
We came from Europe. We came from Yugoslavia. We came from England.
Right.
We didn't
Wow.
do that. But that's one of the things that, that's one of her agendas. The other thing, too, is her father is, I think it's at Stanford. He's a liberal professor.
Really?
So she gets a lot of her liberalism the
From
way she grew up.
from the way she grew up. Yeah.
And she is more liberal than Biden.
And that is, I know.
Scary.
That is very scary. I mean, could you imagine if Kamala becomes the president? Could you imagine what America? I can't even imagine what it would be, because if she got it, then she's not going to, just like I'm sure a lot of them want to let go of that power.
Hmm.
So they're wow.
They're going to fight. And the thing is the Bible tells us we have an obligation to vote. And it says we have an obligation to vote for men For capable men who fear God, trustworthy men who hate dishonest gain. You know, the majority of people in our government right now, whether they're Democrat or Republican, are in it for gain, dishonest gain. They're not in it for the people.
I know.
Trump's for the people.
Yeah.
JD Vance is for the people. And if you guys haven't had a chance, you should see his movie on Netflix,
And what's the name of it?
Hillbilly Elegy.
Really? He'll okay.
It's a heartbreaking movie, but
Oh,
that's the story of his life and how he grew up. He grew up very hard.
oh, he did. Now, are we talking about JD Vance?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. He has a movie out about his life.
Yep. He wrote a book that
I
was
know,
into a
bestseller
movie.
and a movie. Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. I didn't know that. I didn't know that part. You know, that see right there, that just shows like, oh, I don't know. I'll even go as far as saying this, and I could probably get some people saying some stuff maybe may say for me too, but I can't recall someone, at least in I'm thinking in my years, of a president that really just genuinely loves this country and really want, to help. I mean, this country, I'm talking about in my lifetime. I'm not like others I know beforehand of what they've done, but I'm just I don't know. I mean, it's just I mean,
The last president that actually did anything and loved this country was Reagan.
Reagan, yeah. That I don't know that name, yeah.
Ronald Reagan.
And he wasn't a politician.
No, he wasn't. He was
He
an
was
actor.
he was
He was a Hollywood actor.
he was he was an actor. Yes.
He was also the governor of California.
Yes, yes, yes. And since I was putting I even some Democrats are saying that they don't want Kamala.
Mm-mm. No, they're gonna. Well, they can't. They can't. Depending on what state they're in, they can't vote for Robert Kennedy Jr. because
Is
he's not
he
on
still
the
is he
ballot on
still in the
every
race?
state.
Is he still in the race?
As of right now, yeah, but he's not on. He's like on the ballot of maybe two or three states.
Hmm.
It's sad. It's really sad. So um, if they're going to try and cheat, and the Democrats don't want to vote for Kamala, maybe they'll just stay home
Yeah.
and not vote.
And not yeah.
But I'm on a mission, and I think every Christian, and I'm going to say this to everybody: you need to be registered to vote, and you need to go vote.
S-
I'm not going to tell you who to vote for because that's between you and God. But
Right. Right.
but we need to vote. Christians, you need to vote. It says it in God's word to choose the best capable man from all the people, the one who fears God, trustworthy men who hate dishonest gain,
Right.
to be appointed officials. In this country, I said this before, we're a republic of states. We're a constitutional republic, but we're governed under a democracy. That's why we get to vote.
Yes.
And if you don't vote, you're voting for the other side. Your vote
Right.
goes either way. It
Right.
counts one way
Right.
or the other. The thing is if you don't vote, you don't get a choice.
Exactly. Well, this is I'm glad that we're talking about this because it is something that we can do. I really believe there is something that we can do. And the thing that, oh, my vote doesn't count, that's what they want you to believe,
Right?
or that's what yes, it absolutely does vote. And I mean, count. And like you're saying, I'm not telling you who to vote for, who to what, but you need to get out and vote. And this upcoming election, it, I believe, is a tipping point. I believe it is a tipping point for this country.
Yes,
I
because
I
I
really do.
believe, I truly believe if the Democrats win, we will not have a country anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
There is an app. It's called As One America,
As one America, okay.
and you sign into that, and um, you can make calls, send texts, or door knock, and it'll give you the people around you who are registered Republicans, and also in other states to get the message out to get out and vote.
And it's
So
called it, and it's As One America, and you can
as
go to
One
the App
America,
Store. And what will it do, Kathy?
you can it'll give you your neighbors to go and talk to them about voting. It will also give you the ability to, like in the swing state, like you're in a swing state.
I'm in a swing state. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
thank you, sis. Okay. Look, is that's it?
that's it right there.
Okay.
And
So
so
how,
you can contact people and encourage them to get out there. The other thing too, and I'll have to find it because that was one of the things that and I saw it on Flashpoint. I'll have to go back and look at it because I was going to pull it up. Is that volunteer to get people registered to vote, and also ask your pastor if you can set up a table in the lobby of your church to get people registered to vote. It will not do anything to their 501c.
it won't do anything?
The only time that it will hurt their 501c if they tell people who to vote for.
Oh, okay.
But
Okay.
if they tell people, and teach from the Bible that it's their duty to go vote,
Right.
then it's okay. So there's a, and I forget what it is, but I will get that and I'll get it to you. So
Okay.
um, we can get it out there. So go help people register to vote.
Right.
There's 4 million. What did I say? 40 million. I think it was 40 million evangelical Christians in the United States. Only 50% of them are registered to vote, and only 25% of them vote.
Oh no. S- Oh no. Mm,
Yeah.
yeah.
So we got out. Even Trump says if Christians would get out and vote, we
He
wouldn't
did.
have a nation like this.
You know what he did say? Yeah, I saw that. See, if and that's where I hope, and when I read premiere, I'm gonna hashtag this to, to push it out to some other, because one might say, oh well, who's going to listen, look, all the awareness that we can put out there, we need to do it. I'm actually, I'm thank you for that. I'm going to with that site, and then the app,
Yeah.
as well. That is one of the things, just like a lot of these different laws, and a lot of these different things that got passed, a lot of it is because Christians just stopped getting involved. We are still here on this earth. We cannot be so heavenly minded that we're not earthly good.
Right.
We, heaven is, how can I best put it? This is one way how I've kind of tried to look at it. That's like, that's the prize at the end
Hmm.
of your race of what you need to be doing here. If you're still here, there are things that we need to be still doing here.
Right.
And so yes, we should be involved. Even in scriptures, it says you should pray for those who are in leadership, so that you may live a quiet and peaceable life. And
Yeah.
so,
Are we living that now?
no, no.
No.
And this is the thing. I'm like, are you serious? Like, are you? And if people think, well, they're not coming after my kids, so let them do whatever they want to do. Are you serious?
They
Okay.
are coming after your kids. That's
Yes,
a whole
yes.
nother topic,
That's a
because
whole nother topic.
they
Yes,
are coming after your kids. You know,
exactly. That's
when
a
when that when the Last
Mhm.
Supper picture was posted, some idiot commented, you Christians are just nothing but a bunch of crybabies. And I responded to that and I said, if it was any other religion, the world would be outraged. But you could see that that Christians, we're in protest, but you can see we protest by praise and worshiping God. We don't go out there and be violent and tear things down.
exactly.
You do. We don't.
Well, speaking of that, did you hear about that person that impersonated themselves and they went to a Trump rally and they started uh like tried to cause some havoc, but I think it got kind of, I don't know if it was he got shut down, taken out, or was very surprised. It
Oh,
was something. But did
I
you
didn't
hear
hear
about
about that.
you had
No,
yeah.
no. Well, the shooter, Crooks, who shot President Trump 3 weeks ago, he registered as a Republican so he could get into that rally.
That rally. Mm.
He gave to Act Blue, which is a Democratic PAC, but yeah, he knew he had planned this, And the thing is that's all going to get covered up. It's what they're doing, and with that whole thing, I don't know if you've been watching any of it. The hearings in the
I
Senate and the Congress.
I did. I
Mm.
I did watch the hearings of the lady, and it was a joke. A lot of the, I mean,
Well, the guy that took over,
yeah.
he's the one that was actually, yeah, Ronald. I I forget his name, whatever his name is, but um, he's actually the guy that was in charge of planning and all of the Trump rally. He was the head guy, and they promoted him.
So is that so the person they replaced her with? He's not any. You don't. He's not any good.
He's the one that is guilty of making all this mess and not having enough Secret Service agents out there.
So why did they put him in that position over her? Why did
Exactly.
they?
Exactly. Why?
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
So the
Watch Dan Bongino. Dan Bongino was on. He's a commentator now. He's an influencer. He was on Fox News, and then he left Fox when Fox went crazy, um, and fired Tucker and all that mess. But he was a Secret Service agent for 10 years. He was on Obama's detail. He actually was in charge of Obama's detail. So he's on Rumble too. Watch the Dan Bongino show, because there's a lot of insight that he has that he's been sharing about what's going on. It'll make you sick.
Kathy, I'm sorry, but I gotta go back to how. Why was I don't understand this? Why? Okay, so the lady resigned.
Hmm.
Do you think she should? I mean, do you agree with that?
Yes,
Her okay. So
she should have
she
resigned from day one.
so she resigned. I don't understand. You would think that they would push to have somebody in that position that was not in any way connected to the fumble of what happened. How did they? Why was he not questioned in
Exactly.
the hearing?
Why? Why? Okay.
I'm not
Why is
understanding.
the Secret Service investigating a Secret Service mess up? Why? This was on their watch. It was a breakdown. Wherever the breakdown was, not enough agents, not a plan. Don Mangito talks about the drones not working. Um, they talk about the guy there. He showed a video 2 nights ago, um, of the guy, one of the guys that got shot, that he lives, but he was taking video at the time of the shooting, and you can see the guy on the roof with the gun.
Wow.
Why didn't the snipers on the side of the stage not see the guy?
Wow.
There's another video of officers looking around the building with guns out and not going up on the building, and they're just frantically going around. And it's like, why didn't they get Trump off the stage then?
Right.
There's too many. Why did you do this? We're not in a protective detail, but we have common sense. And none of this was common sense. So are we to assume, or are we to even think that you really want him dead?
See,
I
and
don't want to say that, but
yeah,
and the director of Homeland Security is over the Secret Service, and he's the one that promoted the guy, and then of course Biden's over them.
and Biden's over there. Wow. So I'm trying to think. So the Senate, do they have a say in, I mean, what are the people who were questioning, like the Senate, how they, how they were all questioning this lady, etc. Are they approval of the person who's in the position? Did they question him?
Oh, the Senate has questioned him the last
Oh,
2 days.
so is that still ongoing? I can see.
Yesterday that they were questioning him, at Wednesday, and I think again on Thursday, they were questioning him as well. And even
How
the Democrats are like, you guys are protecting us too. And there was such a breakdown here. Why hasn't anybody been fired? The Democrats are asking that too.
they are even asking. So what is he? Is he giving some good answers, or is he
No,
just? He's
he's
not.
dancing around it.
So is he temporarily in the position? Just they got to have somebody, I
Yeah,
guess.
I guess you could say that he's acting director
Wow,
of the Secret Service.
wow. It's just, and I just even still have to say this, and for President Trump to still just to know that I I'm still here for a reason. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, he has to know that.
Oh, he did say. He said, "God saved me." He knew God was with him. And
Yes,
anybody who says that he's not a Christian, I think now he gave his life to Jesus.
you think so?
I
You
think
think?
so. I think so. And maybe not publicly, but that's got to change his life.
I, you know, I really, and I'll say this because you know, only God knows his heart.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever maybe was before, I can't say, I don't know. And if it's like, well, he still seems to be saying this and that, but what about us who have claimed to
Right.
be saved, and
For
we still
years.
and we
Yeah.
still doing stuff, and then
We're
if he just gave his life to the Lord, if he has done that, I mean, there's a sanctification process that's got to go on with him too. So
absolutely,
and
because we don't change overnight.
no, you don't.
We're a work, and we all fall short to the glory. You know, we all fall short of the glory. Yes,
Yes, yes, of the glory
yes,
of God. Yes, yes,
yes, the glory
yes,
of God, and
yes,
we all sin, and but we all ask forgiveness, and God forgives us. And I had a conversation, and I wasn't really going to bring this up, but it's bothering me a lot. I had a conversation with someone I work with yesterday, um, and she asked me how my shirt business was going, and I said it's starting to take off. And I made a shirt with the photo of Trump raising his fist after he got shot.
Okay.
Um, and I've sold a few of them right away. And she goes, I can't stand that guy. I'm like, why? She goes, I like my freedom. I like my freedom to choose as a woman and all of this. And
Oh,
she
here we
kind of
go.
got super angry with me. She goes, I know you're for Trump, so we're not going to go there. Um, but it was like, I mean, she believes the lies. And she brought up the 2025 project. That's not Trump's project. That's Hillsdale College, which is a right wing college. That is their plan. That's what they want. It has nothing to do with Trump. And he's even come out and said it.
Can you explain to me what is this 2020? What is this project?
I haven't read through it, but it's sort of what they want, to abolish abortion altogether, gay marriage, all these things. Um, that was just the tip of it. I don't know all what's in it. I just know that Trump said that's not him. That's not his plan.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But the mainstream media says it's his plan,
Okay.
and I've heard clips of that before. Um, so, and I'm sure that's who she's watching. She's watching CNN and MSNBC and all of those people who hate Trump. They wouldn't have Morning Joe. They wouldn't air his show that Monday after Trump got shot because they were afraid of what he was going to say. And so they took him off the air for the day. They silenced him. That's bad for a network to do that.
Yes. Oh my
What does
goodness.
that say?
Wow. Wow. I what I know I there was something that they were trying to pass called in the Senate the 25. It was basically what it was very simple. If you are born in America and Americans vote. Basically what it was. If you have not, you know, like an American citizen, and then you don't vote. And
Right.
it just makes
Oh,
it's
that was the SAVE Act, which passed
yes.
Congress but didn't pass the Senate.
Did it pass? It passed, but
It passed Congress, but it didn't pass the Senate.
now why would they if they say why? Like why would this not
Well,
pass? This makes sense.
because the Democrats don't want it. They want everybody who lives in America, they want them to vote, whether you're legal or not. And the Senate is 50-50, and Kamala is the deciding vote. So there's 50 Democrats and there's 50 Republicans. Well,
Right.
not exactly. I mean, there's a couple of independents in there, but
Right.
um, the independents always usually vote for the Democratic side, the
Right.
Democrat side, where we have a 4 congressmen. I think there's 4 majority Republican majority in Congress.
Mm,
So this isn't just about voting for Trump and getting him to be president. We also have to be careful on who is in Congress and who is in the Senate, because if you have the majority in one party has a majority in one, and the other party has the majority, you get nothing passed. Nothing works because nobody can meet in the middle anymore. Nobody can work bipartisan.
Right.
It's us or them
Right.
type stuff. And I blame the media for all the division and the hate and everything. It's
Yeah.
the media.
Yes. Yes. I mean, I think we can all have a civil conversation about it. And
Yeah.
that's what makes it so beautiful because I mean, just the democracy that we have. But it makes me think about what is kind of happening. Um, how can I say it? Like over in like right now, and I think it's all in the news because it may get to where international or people may have to step in. But over in I don't know if you've heard this, but over in Nigeria, they are protesting because their government is the way I would even say it, it's like they're starving them to death.
Hmm.
The inflation is really high over there, and there's hardly any jobs or whatnot, and it's just I mean just the basic needs of people, which is
That's
you
that's
know
socialism.
and that's social.
So that's what they're teaching the kids in college is socialism, Marxism. You know, um, take from the rich to give to the poor. Well, I'm sorry, that's a choice. The American people should have a choice on who they give to. Teach people how to work. You know, what does Jesus say? You know, I'll teach you to be. I'll teach you to fish so you can be fishers of men. Um, you teach them how to fish. Teach them
Yeah.
how to go to work instead of this handout. Um, it's this whole thing, and capitalism. You take out capitalism and everything being government run,
Right.
you have no way for people to go to work and make a living
Right.
because the small businesses is what runs this nation and runs this economy.
Right.
And so you take that away, we still have a housing shortage. You
Mm.
know, they still haven't caught up from the housing crisis. You know, when they stopped building, the population grew, but the houses didn't.
Yeah.
Um, so we still got to build more, which they can't do with. There's a lot of government regulation here in California. It's ridiculous. If you want to build anything, all
Yes.
this environmental stuff. Now, to build a house in California, it has to have solar and it
Has
has to have a charging station.
really.
Yes.
Wow.
And beginning January 1st, 2025, there will be no more permits given out for building of gas stations.
No more permits.
Nope.
Oh wow.
Nope. So they want us to go all electric vehicles. There's not enough charging stations. Like
Hmm.
this weekend, we're headed for triple digit heat. I know we're going to have brownouts, rolling brownouts.
Mm.
And we have a thing on our thermostat that at peak hours in the day, it's not every day, but I know tomorrow they're going to shut our air conditioner off.
They're gonna
Yep.
really?
Yep.
For how long?
Usually it's for about 2 to 3 hours. Usually starts from either 6 to 8 or 6 to 9.
Now let me share this with just what, and this is what it triggered me on this. Well, it made me think about this over in Nigeria, and this also is over in China. This happens over there too, because I spoke with a couple that I'm gonna hopefully they'll come on and they will talk about their trip from over there. But I know over in Nigeria that the government or the people, they control their lights, their electricity. Like they have gotten so used to it, but it's like just like how we're doing this, and all of a sudden, they just turn the lights off, no
Yep.
electricity. And it could be like, and they could be in blackout. It could be for maybe a couple of minutes. It might come back on
Hmm.
to an hour, a couple of hours, or they have blackout. And I remember when I was asking someone, it was like what they say is, oh, they just took the lights. And I'm like, what just took the lights? I remember it was so, you know, like, what? What are you saying? Like, and I was like, did something happen or what? And then it's like, no, it's the government or
Yeah.
and I'm like, wow.
We
And
get these really high winds, the Santa Ana winds, and they're gusts up to 100 miles an hour. I mean, they're pretty strong. Well, because the environmentalists no longer allow us to cut down trees in our forests or anything like that. So on those high windy days, high dry windy days, they shut the power off in those high fire areas.
oh,
And it could be days.
it could be days.
Yeah, we've had high winds for days.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So, it's like, you're going to shut my power off because you won't spend the money to go thin out the forest or clear the brush to prevent the fires from the power lines arcing and starting a forest fire or a brush fire.
Or brush. Right.
Come on, what are you spending money on? And then they built in LA, they built this high rise building for the homeless that has a gym, a spa, and all of that. They're homeless. They don't care about that. They're never going to use it, even if they'd stayed in there. And why did you spend, what was it, it was $1 billion or something, or $600 million or something like that, some crazy amount of money on this high rise when there are vacant warehouses in the homeless encampment areas that
Right.
we could have purchased from the owners and made housing.
Right.
We paid for that. And now they want to raise our income tax again.
Really?
We're already at 13%, the
Oh,
highest in the nation.
wow.
This is what socialism does.
Hmm. See, I wonder if this is being taught in the schools.
What, socialism?
Just yes, and other, when it comes to like these different um I'm trying to think of the right words for it, like socialism, Marxism, all these different.
Oh, yeah. Well, here in California, to graduate high school, you have to take a semester of CRT, critical race theory.
Really? Are you serious?
I'm serious. You cannot graduate in here in the state unless you take it.
Wow. The state of, I mean, the state of California seems very um what's the word I'm trying to think? Like, if you want to get anything done that other states won't do, go to California.
You want to have an abortion? You want to kill your baby after it's born? Come to California.
Come to California.
And it sadly, and don't ask me how it passed. I really, the 2020 election, that amendment to our Constitution passed. The abortion rule passed. And to get it removed from the Constitution, it takes 3/4 of the vote to get it removed.
Oh, wow.
No, you know, they said that during that election that my county, Riverside County, was blue. That
Right.
Trump lost here. I can tell you that Sunday before the election, there was a Trump train that we were a part of. There were 4,000 cars. On that same day, there was a boat train in San Diego. There were Trump trains all over this state. So
Wow.
you tell me how he lost.
Yeah. Yeah. It.
And it's like we have to vote in, we have to pray for this nation. We
Yeah.
have to pray for all the evil to be revealed, which God is revealing a lot of it.
Yes.
I know he's not done. And I know that if Trump had won the 2020 election, a lot of this wouldn't have ever been revealed. I know that. Um,
Mm.
but it comes down to we have to do our part. And, we're one or two, where two or more are, there God is.
Right.
So we need to stand together. On October 12th, there is a Million Women March, Esther March, to in Washington D.C. They're looking for 1 million women to march on the Washington Mall in Washington D.C.
And what are they representing?
They're Christian women. They're looking
Oh,
for Esther's and Mordecai's,
oh, okay. Okay.
and it's going to be, well, leading up to that, 3 days of fasting and praying. But
Oh,
it's that's the Day of Atonement, and praying for the nation, atoning for the nation. So they're looking for 1 million women
1 million women.
to stand up. a
Oh,
million Esthers.
oh, wow. And mm, and this is wanting to take place in October.
October 12th.
October 12th. Okay.
Yeah, I'll
Wow.
find a link to that, and I'll send that to you too.
Wow. I mm, there is there's a lot that's going on,
Yeah.
and and I have so just more things I want to say to this. I
I'm gonna
think
have to do a part two.
we're gonna do a part two because I think we've been which is good because and I really want I want to get some like the other side to hear what they have to say.
Hmm.
I do, and whatnot, and so to have that conversation. But we're definitely going to do Kathy a part two. I really have enjoyed this. This is
Me too.
I really have, and getting a better understanding about some things and whatnot. And like I say, I have some other stuff I want to ask, other questions, but I'll save it for next time. I'll
Okay.
save it for next time for us. And yeah. So well, I guess I this would maybe be a good transition to I want if you could give everyone an update about your t-shirts.
Uh,
Yay.
um, yeah, my T-shirts, Faith and Freedom Shop, is focused on the patriotic Christian, the person that loves Jesus and loves this country. I am so passionate about that. I don't know if you can tell, but yes,
Yes. Yes.
I'm very passionate about it. And um, you know, when you're wearing a t-shirt and you're wearing it out in public, it we all wear messages. We're all a walking billboard, and 3,000 eyes will see your message.
Mm-hmm.
So I try to make it a meaningful message. Like this one, of course. Mega more than ever, um, and the mega movement just to make America great again. Um, we all remember what it was like growing up, and it wasn't perfect, but it was a lot better country than it is now. We didn't have all the violence and everything. So those are my messages. I just designed a shirt that I'll be releasing tomorrow, um, about Turn California Red, Vote Red in 2024. So here I'm going to be focusing a lot on getting the word out to vote because I think it is so important to get that message out. That is my crusade. Get people registered to vote and go vote.
Yes. Are you making even more so like t-shirts that in other words, being that we are in an election year, that some are they are geared toward that?
Yeah, I do have political shirts, um, and then I have Christian shirts and patriotic shirts. Um, if there's a scripture that fits, it will be on the shirt,
It would be on the
um,
shirt.
on
Okay.
that message. One of the ones that I love is the Lion of Judah. It's a lion's head that is sparkled, up with red, white, and blue. The color,
Okay.
it looks like the flag through it with big golden eyes, and it says Lion of Judah, Revelations 5:5. You know,
Oh,
Jesus is the Lion of Judah.
yes.
So that's one of my latest ones that it, is Christian. Um, Pretty much everything has a patriotic flair to it, even the
Okay.
Christian, even the Christians.
Oh,
Um, then I have another one that is a heart with the flag in it, and
oh,
it's faith, family, freedom.
okay.
Galatians 5:1,
Okay.
which there's freedom in Christ.
Yes. Yes.
Um, and of course, I did the Trump shirt. And there's a Trump collection there.
Hmm.
Trying to think what else. Oh, there's a soldier, armor of God. That one still is patriotic, but it has a faint flag in the background behind the sword.
Oh, okay.
Armor of God. Yeah,
Oh,
that one, because you asked before about being on the back, and that one's on the back. And then I have another one that says "Make America God's again." Not
oh,
make America great again, but make America God's again.
oh, wow.
So I have that shirt too.
What has been your bestseller to this point, up to this point?
Up to this point would be the Lion of Judah.
The line.
Other than the Trump shirt has sold more than the Lion of Judah, but
Okay.
that was because I got posted it right after the election, right after the assassination attempt. Um,
Oh, okay.
so people were looking for shirts like that. It's has sales on that one has died down, but the Lion of Judah, that one people love.
Okay. Wow. I have got to order me some t-shirts. And and a quick question, is there messages on the back of the t-shirts as well as the front?
Some of them do, some of them do, not all of them. Um,
Okay.
I'm just switching print providers, so I'm trying to get everything set up that so there will be some front and back.
Oh, okay. Okay. Because I love to wear. I'm trying to think, is this one of them? No, it's not. Because this is one of the shirts that was created for Pastor Sean for his some merch there. But I really like front and back.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, and then another new one I did was Faith Over Fear, and it's an eagle carrying the fear in his claws,
Oh,
and it's it's red wing um, eagle. That one will be coming out. I did originally put that one on the front, but I think I'm going to put it on the back. I think it'll look better on the back.
right. Oh, and when do you think it may be? You said it's coming in another month, or can you give a ballpark?
It'll be out there this weekend.
This weekend?
Uh-huh.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Yes. 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 Yes.
That one will be out, and then the one I did for California. Um, and if that one does well, then I might do them for the blue states.
Okay.
The other blue states.
Right. Right. Okay.
Or
Okay.
if you want one, you know, just let me know. I can custom make anything.
Oh,
Just let
okay.
me know what you want.
So just let you know. So okay. So everyone who is in a chat who will be listening to this video, our live discussion later that you heard, she can do, just let her know. Let Miss Kathy know. Faith and Freedom Shop.
And for your listeners um, who buy by listening to this, it will be 20% off. Give you 20% off code, and it will be Real Talk will be the code, and when you use that at checkout, it'll give you 20% off.
Wow. Well, I, I, I want to make sure before just faith and freedom, 20% off. How long will this be going on? Your 20% off.
Um, it'll be for anybody who listens to the show.
Oh,
You'll be able to
really?
use it once. Yeah.
Okay.
So anybody who listens to this can receive a 20% off
And,
discount.
and did I put, is that correct? Kathy, Faith and Freedom Shop?
Yeah.
Okay. 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 Yes. There we go. Okay. So we are, Kathy, okay, I have a thought. And I know this one is kind of on the spot.
Okay.
But what do you think? I'm thinking um through this oh gosh, that's the word I'm thinking of. Through this election season, I really would like for us to kind of, I don't know, we can talk a little more about it, but to do more of these in this during this election season, to come on and to talk about some what's happening and inform the people, because they're going to get one side of something and we can bring a balance with a biblical perspective, and invite people on.
I like
Um,
that. Yeah.
so I really would like, for us to do this, and we can talk more about it. And so I want to even tell the people who are watching, what do you, I mean, leave your comments and let us know, what do you think about this, because there's a lot that's out there, and we can also come and bring some balance or some things that people hadn't heard about or thought about, to get some a Christian perspective, and even just a perspective period that is not trying, I mean, with a balance with it, like what you had mentioned, the other Flashpoint and Rumble. So that's kind of what I'm thinking.
Yeah. No, I think that would be great. I that was one reason why I was going to start doing lives on my channel was I feel that it's really important to get this message out as Christians. You know, if our pastors aren't going to do it from the pulpit, we need to do it in the marketplace.
Yes.
You know, what is it Pastor Sean said the other day, um, that we get we learn from the pulpit
Hmm.
to go out and share in the marketplace. It's not supposed to stay in the four walls.
That's right. That's right.
And the sad thing is if our pastors are not teaching us how important it is about our government and how to be involved in our government, um, and to vote, that is our biblical right. God says to do that.
Yes. Yes.
Um, and you know, have more pastors out there like Jack Hibbs. I know he gets in trouble in the news by saying things, but I don't know if you've ever listened to him.
No, haven't heard of him.
Jack Hibbs, Calvary Chapel, Chino Hills. He's actually my brother and sister in law's pastor. Um, watch, I think I texted you his last sermon, or yeah, the message right after the
Is that
assassination. It was good. It was good. And you should
okay?
watch it.
I need. I will.
And he did slip up recently and said to vote for Steve Garvey from behind the pulpit. Then he gets out in front of the pulpit and he says, "I'm in front of the pulpit. I'm acting as a fellow Christian like you. Vote for Steve Garvey."
Oh my
But
goodness.
he was a spiritual advisor, Christian advisor to President Trump.
Oh really?
Yeah, when he was president.
Oh wow. Okay.
So he knows. He's been to Washington a lot. He in January, he prayed in open Congress, uh, uh, um, a Congress meeting. He opened up in prayer there. So yeah, he's done a lot,
Okay.
and he's one of the few pastors that will tell you to go out and vote.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, because I haven't had that. No, I haven't heard it even at my church.
No,
Yeah.
well, we just left our church of 23 years. We were in a church here in Marietta for 23 years, and Ian brought it up or um, anything of what was going on. When Roe v. Wade was turned over, nothing was said. When Israel was attacked the first time on October 7th, on October 8th, nothing was said. And
Right.
then the last straw was when they were attacked again, I think was in April.
Right.
Nothing was said. So we are now attending a different church. Um, it's a smaller church where we are used to a huge church.
Yeah.
Um, and I told my husband, we're sitting there, and I said, if they don't say anything about praying over what happened to Israel, we're not coming back. And during praise and worship, they had us corporately praying for Israel.
Oh.
Like, okay, because God had been working on me for the last 4 or 5 years about changing churches.
Right.
And when the founding pastor stepped down, and mind you, I love the pastor there. I love him. You know, everything was great. But now things have gotten to be watered down Christianity.
Mm, yeah.
It's not like what it was.
Right.
So,
Right. Well,
and that's one of the things is, and they say it on Flashpoint a lot. If your pastor's not teaching about voting from the pulpit, you might go to him and have a serious conversation or find another church
oh wow. Yeah.
because it's that important.
Yes.
It is that important.
Wow. Well, Kathy, I want you to tell people about how your channel, and is there an update about, and I'm also asking how is the channel? Do you have any um just, if you can tell us about your channel. And so I'm going to just have you.
Well, it right now it's faith and freedom devotionals, and it's been just geared towards devotionals. Um, I am changing the name of it. It will be the Faith and Freedom Podcast. I will be having guests on and talking about um, faith and freedom and how you see and how you incorporate and how you can balance your faith with the world, pretty much. And how you view things, sort of like what we're doing here, sort of on the same lines, but just sticking to faith and freedom talk, pretty much. So I have my first guest. We're coordinating a time. It won't be live at first till we get the technology and everything sorted out. But so it'll be recorded and then it'll be posted. But it'll probably be in the next week.
Okay. Oh my goodness. So I'm excited about that. So, and you said in the next week or so,
Yeah,
you're
so
going to
probably if I can coordinate with his schedule, that we can sit down and record the first show, then hopefully it'll be in the next week.
so Kathy, and you said it won't be live, but it's going to be recorded and
The,
then
yeah, the first until I can get you know everything, all the equipment that's needed to go live,
okay.
because there's certain things set up here that I need to fix. I need to move some things around. I may need to move the furniture to
Okay.
actually be able to do lives.
Yes, yes. Oh my gosh. Well, Kathy, that is exciting. And
So
you're going to have the support of the Create Your Economy.
yes,
So, yes, yes, yes. I am excited for you and I know it's
thank
going to be
you.
great. Can you give us a peek title or what it's going to, or you want to
I'm
wait?
working on it. I'm
Oh,
working on it. Yeah,
you're working on it?
yeah. Yep.
Okay. Okay, okay. Well, you have our support, and I'm so excited about it. Yay!
So it'll be
So,
fun.
yes, 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 you can do it. I know. I mean, my goodness, look how you are on here. You're great. So I
Well, thank
know.
you.
Oh my gosh, yes, you just seem so relaxed. So just
I'm
yeah.
not the one asking the questions. You ask good questions. So
Oh my gosh. I Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. No, Kathy, you're great. You are, I tell you. And any way that I can support you, I'm
thank you.
here. So, I want you to know that, and I'm sure Shireen feels the same way. And Keith, who he said his bedtime.
You went to
So I
bed?
think he left this a long time ago. He's like,
Oh,
it's my bedtime. But he showed up and I'm So happy. So thank you, Outboard Dad. Yay. Thank you
And you will have to
so.
schedule it earlier.
I know. I know. I'm just like, yeah. So if I if you do you have any lasting remarks? I if you don't mind reiterating about the voting, I would really appreciate that if you could speak to the people.
Well, for those of us that love Jesus and love God, we need to protect our right to be able to worship God. And if we don't get out there and vote, there's a good possibility that we're going to lose that ability to worship God freely. As you can see with the Olympics, they're coming after us. They don't like us, they hate us. And Jesus said we'll be persecuted for his sake. Well, we are being persecuted, and the whole country is looking at us in our election. And it is a very important one because if we Christians, conservatives, do not vote the right way and we lose, we're pretty much going to be losing more of our freedom. So it is so important to get out there and vote. If you're not registered, register to vote. If you are registered, vote. Mail in your ballot. You don't have to go to the polls. You don't have to take the time to do that if you don't want to. It's safer if you do. You know that your vote's going to be counted. But if you're just going to mail it in, mail it in. But vote, because not voting is still voting. You're just voting for the other side, and you don't have a choice about it. So make your choice and get out there and vote.
Well said. Well said. So, everyone, you have heard it, at Faith and Freedom. Um, and Miss Kathy, I just want to say thank you so much for coming on, for your knowledge, and even I'm learning and getting even more just energized about this upcoming election because it is really just that serious. It
Yes.
really is. And so I want to say thank you. Thank you to everyone who will see this video. We'll see it later. Thank you for all of those who joined us. And we know it's late, so we're gonna.
Thanks,
Oh
Shereen,
my.
for sticking around.
Yes, yes, yes. So, so on that note, Kathy, you have a great night.
You too.
Same with you, Shireen, at the heart of the conversation. Check out her channel as
Yes.
well. She's going to be having a special guest coming up next week. So check that out. It's going to be a very, very straight talk type of interview, literally straight talk. So do that. And the Outboard Dad, check out his channel as well. He has a YouTube channel and he's doing some great things about all things boating. But check it out. Even if you're like, well, I don't own a boat or whatnot, just you won't be disappointed. Check out his channel as well. So on that note, Kathy, I guess until next time.
Until next time. God
Till
bless you all.
God bless. Thank you so
You.
much. Okay. Bye.